Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Happy Friday. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope the show finds you in great spirits because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. All right. We got some things we have got to get into. Some really interesting stuff's going on here on this side of the earth, okay, in this Western hemisphere. And we have got to get into that conversation here. A lot going on. Okay. And then, of course, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on or what happened earlier today. All right. The interesting roller coaster ride of things that happened today. Very interesting. So we got some things we have got to discuss and talk about. Okay. So please do me a favor. Before we get into everything, hit that like button down below. Crush it. Do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. I'm on all of them. Please hit that follow button. Please and thank you. Follow. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go and check out my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. All right. Check out Pascal Raw while you're at it too and subscribe there too. Hit that notification bell. Set it to all on all those platforms so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because honestly, it is random. It is random. Okay. Please and thank you. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon right there, the ticker going across the way right there on the bottom of the screen. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com. PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. PascalMerch.com. Okay? All right, guys. We got to get into some things. There's a lot going on, and some of this stuff is absolutely insane. I'm just going to be completely real with y'all. Okay. But before we get into that, I do want to say a big thank you to all y'all that decided to tune in and watch the show this afternoon. We had technical issues, technical difficulties. What else is new? It's trying to figure out this rig. I mean, this thing, this doggone thing. Okay. We're very lucky to have it. All right. Very lucky to have it. But it's still having some issues. We're still figuring it out. I've only messed with it only a handful of times. So we haven't really gotten a chance to really mess with it. Right. So again, that is just something we're still trying to figure out. But had an conversation, very fast conversation with Representative Wesley Bell, Democrat Wesley Bell. And very, very lucky to have him on the show. I've had him on the show way in the past. And it was nice to have him back and have a conversation about what's going on, right? So, again, a lot of stuff going on. And we didn't really have a whole lot of time to cover everything. You see what I'm saying? Because he had his time definitely scrunched. Like he showed up and he was like, I could do like 20 minutes. I was like, what? Word? Like, oh, damn. Can you at least do 30? Can you just add another 10 for me? Because I was like 20 minutes. I was expecting an hour conversation. So hopefully we'll have another conversation with him in the near future. But due to scheduling and other things like that, he wasn't able to do a full-on conversation. But it was rapid fire. There was a lot being asked, and he answered everything, So there will be a part two, hopefully a longer show, a longer conversation in the near future. But it was nice to have him on nonetheless, and have him give us his 2 cents about everything that's going on the Hill right now, everything that's going on in DC. And so if you haven't gotten a chance to check out that interview, I highly recommend you guys go and check it out. Yes, he covers. We talked about everything. Okay, we talked about Greenland. We talked about Ireland. We talked about Greenland. We talked about Iran. We talked about Venezuela. We touched on a lot of subject matters in a very, very short amount of time. Obviously, I wanted to be able to dive into more of a conversation and do more convos with him, deeper dives into his thoughts about certain things. But for right now, it was just like, okay, we only get 30 minutes and there's a lot going on. So I'm just going to rapid fire all these questions as quickly as I can and try to get to the next topic as quickly as possible. So, yes, just me. It's like I tried to touch on all the subject matters that I could. And trust me, I had a laundry list of questions for him, and I basically edited all the questions out of my head and was like, okay, let's get to the meat of these questions and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? So if you haven't gotten a chance to check out the interview, I saw that there was a lot of people who tuned in. I was very surprised the amount of people that were going to tune in or that tuned in. And I do appreciate you guys coming in and commenting and all that. And I know that Ride sent a super chat and I didn't see it until much, much later. But thank you so much, Ride, for the super chat. Basically, you said, I was looking forward to this since the Nelly interview, since the Nelly black and white red carpet interview. So I appreciated the support and the love. If you're listening, Ride, you might be listening on the playback. So I appreciate you. Okay. Very much. So if you appreciated that interview, please, share it if you can, or, go and check it out. Check it out if you haven't done it yet. Thank you so much, Ride. I appreciated the support. Seriously. Because it takes a lot of energy to get my crew, set everything up, like go to a space, set everything up, because it's not like we walk into a room and the room is already set up the way it is. Hell no. We move chairs around. We put up lights. We put up the cameras. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of moving parts that we have to do because I don't have a space of my own, if that makes any sense, where I can just do these in-person interviews. Hopefully in the near future, I will, because I do miss being able to have that interaction, that human face-to-face human interaction. You see what I'm saying? So that is something that is going to be coming down the pipeline very, very soon. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. Yeah, Gemini, thank you so much for saying that. It was awesome, Pascal. Thank you so much for saying that. We got a lot of information and hope. And I hope you're right. Because, even so, he's like, yeah, we got the midterms. Midterms are coming up. It's sooner than you think. And things are going to flip. And there are people out here that are thinking that this midterms are going to be rigged. Yeah, there's a lot of people out here that are thinking that the midterms are going to be rigged. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. We will see what happens, okay? Island Beauty, thank you so much for the love, for the comment. I really appreciate it. Yes, like I said, more of those to come, of all types of interviews. It's not only just going to be political, okay? I'm trying to get as many people as I can on the show to chop it up, talk about certain things, about whatever's trending at that time, etc. Okay. So again, thank you so much for watching. But if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. House Representative Wesley Bell and I sat down and had a good 35-minute conversation. Go check it out. It's lightning fast, but I thought it was a good one. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could have said more. I wish I could have asked more, but it was good for what it's worth. You know what I mean? So thank you so much. Char, hold on real quick before we go into the mucky muck of all of this. Okay. Thank you, Dyslexic. I really do appreciate that. Dyslexic fingers. That's hilarious. I appreciate the support. Thank you so very much. And, oh yeah. And then yesterday I was on Court TV. Yeah. Shout out to Court TV. The GOAT, Vinny Politan, was on with him last night, and two other guests. It was an honor to be on, as always. I always have a good time being on the show. I just let it rip. I have a great time on that show. So, and if you haven't seen that, I'm sure it's going to be uploaded on Core TV very, very soon. Now we got to talk about something. We got to talk about TMZ. Yeah. So this morning, well, a couple days ago, they reached out to me and they said, "Hey, this is TMZ. We'd really love to have you on the show." And I said, "Oh, I'd be honored. That'd be fun. What are we going to talk about?" And they said, "Oh, well, we'll talk about it the following morning." So then the following morning, which was today, "Hey, we got you at this specific time. Get ready. We're going to knock it out. You're going to be talking about this particular topic. So when we say go, 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 that's when you say your name, state what city you're from, and say your 2-minute spiel about the subject matter, right?" So I'm not kidding. I'm sitting there, I'm getting ready. I'm all ready to do this thing. The show is already happening. Then the time for me to go up is up. They're like, "Hey, Pascal, ready to come on in?" You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm sitting here doing my thing. I'm ready. You know what I mean? I'm decked out, ready to go, have a great time." Already knew what I wanted to say, so I was ready to go, rearing. They put me on camera, and I could see the feed, right? So I could see the two hosts, you know what I mean, sitting there talking, doing their thing, and I'm underneath because I'm like still backstage. And they're like, "Okay, so it should be you any minute now. Remember, we can say go, 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 and then you state your name, the city you're from, and what you think, right, about this subject matter." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then all of a sudden, as they're talking, and it's my time, they go, "Yeah, I'm really sorry, but we can't use you today. We don't have enough time for you. But if you want to stay and wait for another half hour, we can have you on then." And I'm like, "No, I can't. I can't do that. I got to go to this other place to set up for the interview that I'm having with Wesley Bell." So I like right now it's cutting it. Like I'm cutting in the time that I could be using to, you know what I'm saying? Get in my car and drive to the place and not feel like I'm rushed when I get there, right? So I pushed everything aside just so I can be there. And I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I was pissed. So they're like, "Oh, would you like to be on Monday?" I'm like, "Sure." Like I was like, "Okay, fine." But I'm in my mind, I'm like, if I even make it on the show, because I'm like, you know what I mean? This first time, I'm like, I dropped everything. You see what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where you're like, you set, and today was already a very packed, very busy show, right? Or very, very busy day. I'm sorry. And it's like, if you couldn't squeeze me in, then don't put me on the show. Don't waste all of our precious time. You know what I mean? But it's fine. I mean, it's at some point I'll be back on, or I'll be on, and I'll be able to do whatever the heck I need to do on TMZ. It's a weird uh, system that they have. You know what I mean? It's something I have to, whenever I do it, it's something I have to get used to, right? But I was just frustrating. I was just frustrated, because I'm like, dang, I mean, I could have utilized this time to do some more research or write out more questions for the conversation I'm about to have with Wesley. But you see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But that happened today. Okay. So it's been a very interesting start of the day. Okay. But the conversation I had with Wesley Bell was fantastic, and I had a really great time, and I'm happy about that. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. There is a lot going on, obviously, as we already know. Okay. There are protests going on in the streets right now as we speak. I'm going to show you a little bit of that here right now. I mean, it's snowing over there. And this is shout out to Status Quo for showing what's going on. But of course, people are still showing up and showing out, y'all. People are still showing up and showing out. It's crazy. Okay. And, I'm not surprised about it. I'm going to be real. I'm not surprised about whoa, they got closer. That was like a weird. So earlier, ICE was down the road a little bit, standing in line, but now ICE is right in their faces. This is insane. Okay. I didn't see. I mean, I saw Messi. I did see the a clip of it. I may go back to it in a little while. But I want to see what's going on here. Of course. Hopefully everything's okay. But we shall see. Let's take a listen. Hold on to your ears. It might get a little crazy.
Oh, stealing real big with a fucking weapon.
That shows us how little.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people dressed up, right?
Adrenaline's not good for you. Calm down. Take deep breaths. It's gonna be okay.
You were done at that point with the pickle. This whole thing, we are in quite a pickle right now, don't you think? Let's keep it a bean.
Move back! Move back! Move back! Get back! Move back!
This is happening in real time, by the way, guys. This is live. And we got some crazy stuff coming, guys. So get ready. I'm just showing a little bit of this. We're going to come back. We're going to be coming back and forth to this, okay? Just so you know. But are you, Delene, are you actually asking, was it kosher? Was it a kosher pickle? Was it a bread butter? What is it, bread butter? Bread butter pickles? Was it a dill? And sorry for the left turn real quick, but somebody said in the chat about a missing person or like a 15-year-old that's missing. Can you repeat that? I'd love to know about that as well. Who is that? What is the name? What location? If you have any information, the name, age, and location where that particular person is missing, please let me know in the chat. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay. One thing is for sure. I know that Ride said this in that's so weird how they walk back like that. That's so creepy, man. That's weird, man. That's some weird hive mind ish. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now they're marching off. Now they're marching off. Hold on. Okay. Now, one thing that's very interesting about this is that someone already said this in a super chat, but this is very true. So I don't understand why they're able to do this, but the judge just came out. This is very breaking news. This is still hot and fresh out the kitchen. Okay. A judge is now limiting ICE tactics in Minnesota. So allegedly, ICE agents can't go and just arrest or detain or retaliate against these protesters all willy-nilly. Let's take a look at this. This is from Axios, okay? And what they're saying is a federal judge ordered ICE agents to stop retaliating against peaceful protesters and observers in Minnesota. So what does that mean exactly? Because some of them think that if you're sitting there driving behind them, honking your horn, blowing whistles, they are not thinking that some of these agents are not looking at that as peaceful. And they're just detaining people. Now, if you're ramming their cars, if you're vandalizing their cars, if you're spraying spray paint on things, breaking windows, etc., you're going to get detained, guys. Just a quick wake-up call. You are going to get detained, whether you like it or not, because those are laws being broken. And of course, that's assault. But that's another conversation in itself. Okay? Now, here's what's really crazy about this. I don't think ICE agents are actually getting the memo here, which is a massive problem because you just saw somebody getting detained. We don't know the scope of why that protester got detained. But one thing's for sure. If he didn't throw his hands on anybody, if he didn't put his hands on anybody, and he was just holding his bullhorn and just saying F ICE or something like that, they can't detain the dude. You understand that, right? But we don't know the full scope of why that guy that we just saw, we don't know the full scope of why he got arrested. We don't. But one thing is for sure. I don't think any of these ICE agents are going to listen to this order. They're going to listen to Kristi, Noem, Trump, and whoever tells them what they can and can't do out here. They're going to do everything they want by force. Well, let's continue. Why it matters. Minnesota officials have banked on federal courts stepping in to de-escalate tensions around the Trump administration's increasingly forceful immigration enforcement campaign in the Twin Cities. So this case involves 6 individual plaintiffs and Minneapolis, St. Paul, and state officials that have filed a separate lawsuit that seeks to end the ICE surge. Now, here's the thing. I'm wondering if other states are going to follow in suit. Think about that. Are other states going to follow in suit? Because ICE is showing up to other cities right now as we speak. It's already happening. It's already happening, guys. Driving the news. So U.S. District Judge Catherine Menendez. Oh, wait a second. Oh, okay, girl. Okay. She finally turned around. She literally just turned around, guys. She just turned around. Remember, just the other day, she said, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to bar them. I'm not going to do anything yet because I don't know the full scope of everything that's going on." Right? Remember, I paused and I was like, "Wait a second. Her last name is Menendez." Now I know it's not the Menendez brothers, but you know what I'm saying. Her last name is Menendez. You get what I'm saying. So I'm like, why wouldn't she? I feel like she would haven't. Well, you know, I know that's an assumption on my end. You know what I'm saying? But if she comes from any immigrant lineage, wouldn't you think she'd feel some type of way about stopping ICE agents from doing what they're doing, which is raiding people's homes and taking these families, tearing these families apart? Like I said, I'm going to say this over and over and over again, okay? Let me just say this really quick. I'm all for them getting the criminals. Get the criminals, get them the F out. Let's go. Get them gone. Bye. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. Right? Adios, amigo. See you never. I'm fine with that. But when you start barging in, raiding homes and taking people that are innocent lives, they're innocent people out here. Yes, I get it that they're breaking the law by being there, by being an illegal. I get that part. But they're not violent individuals. Get the violent ones out, man. Get the violent ones out. And yes, let's not forget that too. Death by booby, okay? The most important thing is due process. But that's not happening here. In fact, what are we seeing right now? We're seeing countless things, countless moments where they're now going up to people's cars, going up to people randomly at a Lowe's and a Home Depot. Oh, by the way, don't go to a Lowe's and a Home Depot, guys. I would just steer clear from that for a while, unless you really need that caulk. You know what I mean? Okay, then go. If you really need a good caulking, then by all means, do what you need to do. But at the same time, if you can't get that stuff ordered and delivered to your home, I'm just saying, you might be better off keeping your brown and black ass home. I'm sorry, but there's no filters today. There's no filters tonight. Okay? And I get it. It's hard to find a good caulking. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. It's hard to find a good caulk out here. So I get it. Sometimes you got to go into a Home Depot to get that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I guess. Is that a place? I thought it was parks after 9 p.m. But that's another conversation. Grinder. Something like that. But moving on. Nonetheless, okay? Apparently going to a Lowe's or a Home Depot or actually going to a ethnic restaurant. Never more can you actually go and get yourself some tortillas and quesadillas. Nope, can't do that no more. And being black and brown. Because you will get stopped and asked, are you an American citizen? Wait for it. It's already happening, y'all. We're already seeing videos of people telling their firsthand accounts of actually being pulled over or stopped at gas stations or in parking lots of Home Depots and Lowe's, maybe a Menards. I don't know. Okay, maybe a Big Lots. I thought they were going out of business, but you never know. But they're being asked, where are your papers? Dude is African American as F. Last name's probably Jackson or Johnson. You feel me? And he's still getting stopped. He's like, I'm American, bro. What the hell you doing? What? I don't even look Somalian. Why are you looking at me like this? I'm American, bro. American people, black American people are getting stopped and asked for them papers. What the hell is going on? We got that thing about Kristi Noem. Don't worry, we're going to be looking at that here in just a hot minute, but this is some real stuff. Now there's a full-on warning from Kristi Noem herself. She is saying, get ready, and you might as well have these papers ready when they ask for it, because they may ask you for it at any given time. You could be driving down the street and you just be brown. You just living your life happy and brown. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, como va? Marimo. And then all of a sudden they just pull up. Where are your papers? Hey, I'm American, bro. American accent and everything. And still, they're going to be asking for your papers. Get ready for it, guys. We're going to look at that here in a second. But let's get back into here, all right? The big picture, a federal judge similarly restricted federal agents in Chicago last fall after journalists and protesters alleged federal agents targeted them with extreme brutality outside an ICE facility. So the ACLU filed a suit on December 17th on behalf of 6 U.S. citizens who said they were legally observing ICE activity when federal agents arrested, pepper sprayed, threatened them. So again, you have federal judge stopping agents, ICE agents, from going and putting a foot up these protesters' booty holes. What say you? Are you happy about that or no? I will say this. If the people that are out there protesting are doing it peacefully, or they're doing it within the confines of their rights and not breaking any laws, then there shouldn't be a foot on the necks of these protesters. And it doesn't matter if I agree with them or not. It just doesn't. They have their rights, just like these particular agents have their rights as well. You cross the line, you run after one of them with a shovel, don't be surprised if you're getting your ass hurt. You try to put your hands on them, you get into fisticuffs. Come here. Come here, see? Put them up, man. Put them up, little man. You yellow-bellied such and such. If you're trying to do that, you're going to get in trouble. Come on, guys. It's common sense. That's it. That's it. That's it. Protest peacefully. Go home in one piece. And then get up and do it all over again the next day. But do it peacefully. You're raiding people's ICE cars and all that. That's not going to make the situation any better, especially when you're getting caught on film. Your face is on film, guys. While you're breaking into an FBI or an ICE agent's car and getting all these paperworks and their rifle, etc. Do you realize that you're on camera and that video is now being shared all over the internet nets, all over these internet streets? I'm just saying. Just saying. Everybody be careful and start using your brains. But I digress. I digress. Let's get into what Kristi Noem said recently, okay? This is very interesting. And I guess I didn't hear it the last time we saw it. But Kristi Noem did a press conference just yesterday. And she said out loud that, yeah, Americans may have to produce papers to show that they are American citizens. I'm not going to hit the dun dun dun. It's crazy, right? This one needs silence. It does need noise, but I'm going to point something out. What I feared might be right. And the it's not positive. That's not a positive sound. I may be right. In fact, yeah, I'm a genius. Yeah. What I feared the most may actually be happening, y'all. It may actually happen. Just peep this real quick.
Street to provide proof of citizenship in Minnesota. Is that targeted enforcement? And are you advising Americans to carry proof of citizenship?
In every situation, we're doing targeted enforcement. If we are on a target and doing an operation, there may be individuals surrounding that criminal that we may be asking who they are and why they're there and having them validate their identity. That's what we've always done, in asking people who they are so that we know who's in those surroundings. And if they are breaking our federal laws, we will detain them as well until we run that processing.
So you mean to tell me now we're going to do the dun dun dun? Okay, we're going to do the dun dun dun. Now here's the thing. So you mean to tell me that if you are in the vicinity of an illegal immigrant that is being detained and you're just standing there going, oh my gosh, Rodrigo, ¿qué pasa? And as they're detaining that particular person, they can literally turn to you and go, "Oh, you're brown, hi," or "You're black, hi," or in fact, "You're a protester, hi. Do you have paperwork? Oh, you can't prove that you're an American citizen. Oh, darn, we got to detain you too." Wait, I'm an American citizen. I'm an American citizen. I'm an American citizen. That's what's happening in real life, in real time right now, guys. You don't see that countless times? You don't see that countless times? You haven't seen that? You haven't seen that with your own two eyes? Really? Other people that are literally American citizens. are getting detained because they apparently don't have the right paperwork in their possession, or they're getting arrested. Okay, they're getting arrested, and then these people are sitting there going, dude, what? I'm an American citizen. And they're still getting detained. Ain't that wild? That's wild. But now she is saying, hey, heads up. In fact, she's like, no, it's not just any American. It's going to be the people that are in the vicinity of where these people are getting arrested. And she's mainly saying protesters. You realize that, right? She really is aiming that towards America, the protesters that are out there in these streets. That's it. And maybe will bleed into American citizens in general in the future. But for right now, it's just within it's within a 10-foot radius of the person actually getting arrested. So if you're standing there holding your phone and going, this is unjust, boo, you're saying he's an American citizen. You're saying it over and over and over again, right? You're saying it over and over and over again. They can go, oh, where are your papers at? Do you have papers? And what's crazy is it doesn't matter if you're white, brown, black, yellow, red, polka dotted. It doesn't matter. They can just take you for any particular reason. And that's what we're seeing now. Ain't that interesting? Now, here's something else that got very interesting today, too. This also broke just a little bit ago, too. I'm surprised about this, but we got to look at it. Tim Walz, Governor Walz, and Mayor Fry of Minneapolis are now under criminal investigation because of these anti-ICE protests that are going on right now. Can you believe that? I mean, I'm not really surprised. At some point, they were going to start pointing the finger over at them too, because you got to remember, they have been up on their interviews and, their press conferences and stuff. And Fry has been throwing 4-letter words left and right. Governor Walz is sitting there going like, we're not backing down, keep protesting, but please keep it peaceful, etc. In fact, remember that time, that crazy moment when the Somali daycare thing was exposed, and like the very next day he said, I'm stepping down. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna run for re-election. We good. Like the buck stops with me. I made mistakes, so on and so forth. Remember that? Yeah. So then after all this happened, he said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm running again. That's weird, right? One moment he says, I'm done. About to step down and cower in fear, I guess. I don't know. But then out of nowhere, after all this stuff goes down, and I'm not trying to conspirize here. I'm just saying the timeline is interesting. He instantly says, nope, I ain't going nowhere. Like that scene in Wolf of Wall Street, when Leonardo DiCaprio's character is like, I'm going to miss you guys. Nope. I ain't leaving, It's like that. It's like when Jay-Z said that this was his retirement album, and then he goes, guess who's back? Huh? You said you were going to retire, bro. And then he just came back. Oh, it's like Michael Jordan, too. Michael Jordan said he was going to retire from basketball, and then he came back. He should have just stayed retired. I'm sorry, I said it. But you see what I'm saying? Interesting, right? So the same thing is here with, from the window to the walls to the sweat drips down my... You finish the rest. So now they're getting investigated. Walz and Fry. What about, man? So the DOJ, of course it's the DOJ. has launched an investigation into Democratic governor of Minnesota and the mayor of Minneapolis over volatile protests against ICE in their city. So both Walz and Fry are being probed over allegations of impeding federal law enforcement. As a U.S. official told the network that Walz and Fry, their anti-ICE rhetoric is what spurred the investigation. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who has her job on the chopping block right now, so she's willing to bend over by any means necessary. But she posted on social media Friday night a reminder to all those in Minnesota: no one is above the law. Goo. I don't know what that, like, okay, thank you for saying that. Don't we already know all that? In fact, when you say, remember to all those in Minnesota, no one's above the law, could you say that same thing about ICE, though? Can you say that about ICE? I'm just curious. Bars. So you say no one's above the law. You should be saying that doggone thing to ICE, baby. That same thing to Kristi Noem. Just saying. But moving on, Walz told the Daily Mail, the article we're reading here, the investigation is part of a pattern of targeting lawmakers who don't comply with Trump. 2 days ago, it was Elisa Slotkin. Last week, it was Jerome Powell. Before that, it was Mark Kelly. Weaponizing the justice system and threatening political opponents is a dangerous authoritarian tactic. This is what Walz said. He was forced to drop his re-election bid after facing scrutiny over government fraud involving Somali-run daycare centers. The only person not being investigated for the tragedy of Renee Good is the federal agent who actually pulled the trigger. Let's be real. He's not wrong. Jonathan Ross has full immunity, does he not? Does he not? And they're going to hide him somewhere, him and his family somewhere, until this becomes a thing of the past. So then he can start working at a shoe store or something crazy like that. But for what it's worth, they're not investigating into him. That's true. That is true. A source in Walz's office and a spokesperson for Fry both told the Daily Mail that they have received no notice of any investigation. This is an obvious attempt to intimidate me for standing up for Minneapolis, our local law enforcement, and our residents against the chaos and danger this administration has brought to our streets. I will not be intimidated. This is what Fry said. My focus will remain where it's always been, keeping our city safe. America depends on leaders that use integrity and the rule of law as the guideposts for governance. Neither our city nor our country will succumb to this fear. We stand rock solid. So, of course, Daily Mail reached out to DOJ for comment. The White House official referred us to the DOJ when reached. So then Trump posted on Truth Social in Minnesota. This is what he said. In Minnesota, the troublemakers, agitators, and insurrectionists are, in many cases, highly paid Here we go. So now they're highly paid professionals. Let me just say this. I will only believe that when there's actual proof of these particular protesters that are out there being highly paid professionals. Now, I already know the chat's going to light up right now where everyone's going to be like, it's true. Everybody out there's a paid professional. No, it's not. Then what? All the people at J6 were paid professionals? All the people at J6 were paid professionals? Think about that for a second. Come on now. The only reason why people are saying that these are highly paid professionals is because Trump said it in the first place. That's it. He said it in a tweet, and then everyone looks at it and says, oh, that's scripture. It's like we're reading from the Bible. No. Sorry. Not all of them. There might be a few. Shoot, what about those day sixers? Were some of them paid? I'll ask that question. Shoot. I think it's reckless to just say, oh, they're all paid professionals. And also, by the way, he's saying they're insurrectionists too. That's crazy. So moving on, he says the governor and the mayor don't know what to do. They have totally lost control. And our currently being rendered, maybe he misspelled that, and are currently being rendered useless, right? If and when I'm forced to act, it will be solved quickly and effectively. I will say this. He's not wrong on that part. That last part, that's the truth. Look at how many times that ICE walks up to the protesters, like actually advances. Everyone scatters like roaches when the lights turn on. You see what I'm saying? Clearly, no one wants to get detained. No one wants to get arrested. So yeah, if he did invoke the Insurrection Act, come on. We already know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to run back into the little cubby holes and hide. It's already official. Look at what's going on. Like I said, look at what's going on. As soon as ICE comes up, people run. And it's not when they're like shooting out pepper balls or, tear gas canisters or anything like that. Okay. I'm just saying when they just advance, everyone starts whoop, like that. Buttholes get super duper tight. Whoa, what are they doing now? But then when they walk away, everyone's flipping the bird and be like, F you, yeah. Like, what? You did nothing. You have nothing. They have weapons. Come on, guys. Let's think about it. Go ahead and protest. But they're walking away in a uniformed march, walking away. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's fine to be like, to be in the adrenaline of it all, being there front of the line. I bet you there is a crazy amount of adrenaline that's pumping through your veins. But honestly, they're not cowering in fear. I'm just saying. So if Trump was to instantly invoke the Insurrection Act, a lot of these protesters would disappear. A lot of them would. And then everybody else that was there that's protesting, they're going to be in a world of trouble. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it like it is. That's it. That's just truth. We already know what's going to happen. Insurrection Act, if it is invoked, 80% of those people are going to be gone. They don't want to get arrested. Shoot. They don't want to be gone. They don't want to be arrested. But the crazy ones that want to be out there and want to start something, okay, they're going to stay out in those streets. But they're going to be sadly mistaken when they're out there. Sorry, but that's the truth. That's just the freaking truth. I almost cursed. Shoot. It's getting late, guys. So the liberal leaders have been heavily critical of federal law enforcement in the wake of the fatal tragedy of Renee Nicole Good, which we already know, right? And of course, Fry said ICE needs to get the F out of his city. And yeah, that's going to get a lot of people riled up. Let's be real. That's going to get a lot of people riled up. He said it. That's definitely going to rile people up. But does there need to be an investigation into these two? Into the mayor and the governor? Really, though? No. I don't know about all that. But what I do know is that it's interesting.
FBI special in our panel now. News Nation's Tracy Walters, a former CIA officer and FBI special agent. And Mick Mulvaney is a News Nation political contributor who served as a White House chief of staff in President Trump's first term. Great to have you both here. Mick, I want to start with you because I've got a couple political questions. We have this late breaking news today that the DOJ is now investigating Governor Walz and Mayor Jacob Frey for allegedly obstructing law enforcement. Governor Walz releasing a statement just moments ago saying the DOJ is investigating everyone except the agent who shot Renee Good. What do you make of this development?
Look, I think you can make the case that you should make a case that a governor of a state is not above the law, period, end of story. A mayor of a major city is not above the law, period, end of story. The ICE agents are not above the law, period, end of story. My understanding is there is an investigation going on into the shooting. It might not be done by the DOJ. So I guess Tim Walz's statement might be factually correct, but it doesn't mean there's not an investigation. What I hope we can get to, though, and you know I've talked about this before, Elizabeth, is enough transparency in these investigations so that people can have a comfort level that they're fair and accurate and they're not pre-cooked and that they're not being used for political purpose. I want to know what actually happened. I want to know who was in the wrong. I want to know what was legally justified. I want to know what was moral in this particular circumstance. I'm like everybody else. I'm watching this on TV. There might be a handful of people watching it in person in Minneapolis, but we rely on our government to give us good information, and I hope they do that here.
Oh, Mick, I think what the governor is referring to is the fact that the FBI has announced, and Todd Blanche announced they're not investigating the ICE agents' actions. They are instead investigating the widow of the woman who was shot.
Which is wild. They're not even looking into. They're not looking into what he did. The person that was involved in the altercation with Renee Nicole Good. They're investigating her wife. I just think that's insane, guys. I just think that's insane. The wife was on the side. Sure, she said some things. Wasn't anything too bad. She said, "Go and get yourself some lunch, big boy." Allegedly, I didn't hear it. And if she did say this, then it is what it is. But she just said, "Drive." She's like, "Drive, drive." But that's what they're saying that she said. So I think their focus is all off. That's what I think.
And then, of course, when we talk about transparency, the FBI is cutting out state and local officials in this investigation. That's why these prosecutors all resigned en masse, is because they weren't investigating the agent. They were investigating the widow of the woman shot.
Yeah, and if somebody's complaint is that's simply going to undermine the credibility of whatever the Department of Justice puts out, they're right. I mean, let's be honest with each other. We've got to get to the point where people can trust their government again, right? Roughly a third of the country right now has already made up their mind. They don't care what these investigations show. Another third on the far left feel the same way. But there is a rational group of people in the middle who actually want to know what happened, and I hope the government can provide that.
And then finally, another political question, Mick, before Tracy, I'll get to you. We just heard Gregory Bavino tell Allie Bradley that the ICE operations are peaceful. The DHS secretary said on camera they're doing everything correctly. There are now hundreds of viral videos showing ICE agents that are not acting peacefully. Axios reports today that even President Trump doesn't like the way this looks. One advisor says it looks bad. There's a right way to do this, and this doesn't look like the right way to a lot of people.
Legal, ethical, and moral. Look, protesting peacefully is legal, ethical, and moral. That's not the issue here when it comes to the politics of it. The politics of it is exactly what you've just mentioned. How does it look? And what it looks like is the government shooting people. And we can't be there. We need to get to a point where someone figures out a way to de-escalate this. Because I got to tell you, I'm sad to say this, Elizabeth. It gives me no happiness to say this. My fear is that you and I are going to be having a conversation about this in 2 weeks that's even worse than what we've talked about before.
I sure hope not. Tracy, as a former federal agent yourself, how do you think these ICE agents are handling themselves? This is a very tense, very tough situation. It can be really hard to keep your cool.
But here's the thing. Sorry, before we hear this former federal agent, I got to be real. they have the responsibility as well to keep cool under very high, tense, and very intense situations. You see what I'm saying? They're the authority at the end of the day. You have the general, regular civilian that's out here, right? But then you also have them, ICE, federal agents that should know what it's like and be prepared for high stress moments like this. Not going up and shooting a pepper ball in the eye or into the face of these protesters. That's not good. That's not right. And we've seen that countless times, guys. We've seen that kind of stuff happen countless times. We finally now have somebody losing their eye over the situation. But other than that, we've been seeing, you just saw a clip. If you saw the playback on the side, there was somebody who actually was shooting a pepper ball in somebody's face. Close range. Why not pull out the mace and mace them then? Or whatever the heck. You see what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, they use extreme force for no reason. We got more. Let's continue.
It absolutely can be really hard to keep your cool. And one of the things that is problematic about this, and it is well known and well reported.
Right there. See what I'm talking about? That's wrong, y'all. Look at that. Point blank range, literally right there in his face. That's not cool. That is not right. Dude got blasted in the face for what reason? No, I'm not cool with that kind of stuff, man. Real talk, that is not cool. It'd be a different situation if this guy was putting his hands on him in that kind of way, right? If this civilian, if this protester, right, he wasn't grabbing the dude. Hold up. He was not grabbing the dude's weapon. Hold on. Nah. He was doing this. Like he was like, get out of my face. That's it. It's getting out my face, not let me grab the thing. Look, hold on.
Cool. And one of the things that is problematic about this, and it is well known and well reported.
He didn't want that in his face. He was just pushing down, bang, like that. It was like, blah. I don't know. Me, I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's okay.
That a lot of the training, not of this particular ICE agent, but a lot of the training of the ICE agents has been significantly shortened from about 16 weeks.
See what I'm saying? Look at this. Look at that. Another guy. Like that. Trying to block his face. Dude walks up with his mace, got it cocked up and ready to go. Blah! Why? You know what I'm saying? It's just not right.
To about 4 to 6 weeks. That is highly problematic. I spent a good 10-ish weeks or more at Quantico being trained in situational awareness, being put in uncomfortable situations, being put in hectic, stressful situations. And I fear that they are not getting a lot of that, hence why we are seeing some of this incredibly aggressive activity.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. I think there's excessive force going on, and that is constantly getting depicted left and right. That's just my opinion. But just to get on the other side and hear what they got to say over here, let's check out what Fox News has to say about this investigation into Tim Walz and Fry.
Breaking tonight, Fox News confirms the Justice Department is investigating Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry for allegedly impeding law enforcement efforts on the ground. Again,
now, what does this mean, by the way? Does this mean that they're going to be arrested? Like, is Governor Walz and Mayor Fry about to get arrested, guys? If they get arrested, this will be wild.
Confirming that DOJ investigation. Progressive Democrats, meantime, were in Minneapolis today, rallying around protesters, claiming the Trump administration is to blame for the chaos. The remarks from Congresswoman Ilhan Omar and Pramila Jayapal come after another night of disorder in Minneapolis.
Now, we are going to be getting into that part, this this congressional hearing that they had, congressional field hearing, if I'm correct, that they had. I think it is very interesting because you hear from somebody talking about what their experience was like inside a detention facility, or, one of their ICE detention facilities. We're going to be looking at that here in just a second. But again, like I said, I just think it's very interesting that you got Walls and Fry being under investigation. What does that mean? Does that mean that they are going to get arrested here in due time? Then what does that mean for Minneapolis and Minnesota in general? If their leaders are arrested, what does that mean? Does that mean that Trump could go in there and just take over? Turn that whole place into a police state, basically? I'm quite curious about that. Ryan? So grand jury subpoenas were issued? Wow. That's insane. Like I said, that is absolutely 110% insane. Okay? Insane. But let's continue. We got to look into this right here. All right. So this is somebody who is actually talking about being detained. And, this is a very interesting telling. And it's wild that there are kind of like sections specifically for American citizens. Now, obviously, I'm going to say this too, because I know a lot of people are kind of freaking out and going, wait a second, American citizen detention centers? What does this mean? And I honestly think that they are detaining people who are protesters. They're detaining them, and they got to put them somewhere. And maybe they're separating the American citizens from the illegal immigrants. You see what I'm saying? And they're putting them in two different spots. But their living conditions and what they have to deal with in those places are deplorable. Let's take a listen.
The president was able to secure $170 billion in funding from the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, and that has enabled ICE to become what it is today, a dangerous agency acting without impunity. As they abuse our communities, they continue to ask for more funding, and we need you to act. We need you to use the power of the purse to demand an end to the Trump administration's unprecedented, lawless, and dangerous escalation in our community. And we urge that you demand federal forces to withdraw from Minnesota before another life is taken. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayel. Ms. Patty, you're recognized.
Just quickly before I start my testimony, I just wanted to clarify that in my bio it said I'm 26, and while I wish I was still 26, I am now 36.
I meant to say 36.
That's okay. So thank you, Madam Chair and community members. This past Sunday, January 11th, my friend Brandon Seguenza and I responded to reports of 2 ICE vehicles cornering and pepper spraying the car of an observer in my neighborhood. We are both U.S. citizens. We decided to go there because we'd heard that the more eyes on ICE agents, the less likely they are to escalate to violence. When we got there, the ICE agents were getting back into their 2 vehicles. They turned down a side street and we followed them for about 40 seconds, blowing our whistles and honking our horns, the few ways we've been able to successfully warn people that ICE is in the neighborhood. Halfway down the block, ICE stopped, got out, and surrounded the vehicle, yelling at us to stop following them. On their way back to their vehicles, one of the agents turned around and decided to come back and pepper spray into the vents near my front windshield, which immediately started burning our eyes and throats. When we didn't turn around, they came back again, and without asking us to get out of the car, smashed both of the front windows, dragged us out, and arrested us. We were released without charges 9 hours later. Brandon and I were transported separately. I was put in a car with 3 agents and no other civilians. As soon as the agents got into the car and shut the doors, they immediately started taunting and mocking me. One agent took a photo of me on a cell phone and showed it to the other 2, laughing. Another made demeaning comments about my appearance. About 2 minutes into the ride, one agent said, quote, "You guys got to stop obstructing us. That's why this lesbian bitch is dead."
Yo, that's just crazy. if her retelling, if she's telling the truth with this information, that is just insane. Absolutely insane. But there are other people, speaking out about how they're being treated behind those facility doors. Just saying. Okay. I mean, listen. I think we can all agree that there are some bad cops out there in the world, right? There are some bad cops out there. There's still a lot of really bad apples in these police departments. And if we can unearth them and get them out, the sooner the better, right? But a lot of them hide in plain sight. You cannot tell me that every single ICE agent that's working under the guise and leadership of Kristi Noem is just Superman. It's just Clark Kent wearing a cape. You know what I'm saying? Not all of them are good people. So what if she is saying something that's true? I just think it's absolutely insane for us to instantly think that these guys that are out here that we're seeing in countless videos doing very aggressive things, some of it unwarranted. I get it. Some of it is warranted, but there's other moments that are not warranted. And for us to just instantly say that these ICE agents are just good old fashioned, good old boys, I doubt it. You can't say every single one of them is just doing the job the best way they can. I even said the other day, it was shocking to see two different moments. One, a guy who literally was like, after Renee Good lost her life, still at the crime scene, she was still in the car slumped over. The ICE agent was actually trying to calm down the people. And he was trying to talk to them like a human being. Hey, calm down. We got somebody coming. Calm down. And I was like, wow, that's rare. I'm not used to hearing ICE agents speak to civilians like that. Then there was the other one where the guy was like, oh, I love you. I want to hug you. I love you. And I was like, what is that? Where did that come from? Because we're so used to seeing ICE being their bulldogs. We know this, guys. So again, if she is sitting here, and you got to remember, these are guys that don't give a damn. They have full immunity. They can do whatever the F they want. Their whole faces are covered. They can talk how they want. They can act how they want. You really think all of them are just good old fashioned, good old boys doing it the American way? I guarantee you no. So let's respect and listen to see what's going on here. And let's not automatically just have that bias of like, oh yeah, all of them are good people. No, they're not. Just like there's not good politicians. Not all of the politicians that run this country are good people. Come on, guys. Come on. Not every ICE agent is a good guy. They're getting crazy good money. They're getting paid $200,000 a freaking year to wear a mask, run around, and do whatever the F they want. They could shoot somebody. They can run somebody over. They literally ran somebody over. Okay. They could do whatever the hell they want with full immunity. They are lawless individuals out here. Cowboys. You mean to tell me all of them are doing everything to a T? No, I doubt it. I doubt it. So let's listen. Okay.
Speaking of Renee Good, which filled me with rage and sadness. How could you say that? And then I remembered that cruelty and humiliation were probably the point. When we got to the Whipple Federal Building, I immediately saw Hispanic and East African people lined up against a wall, about to be put into holding cells. I was escorted into the building and led to a room where they put me in ankle shackles. I was then taken to a hallway with cells designated for U.S. citizens and was held there for over 8 hours. While I was there, I was never given a phone call, despite asking at least 4 times. My friend and I in adjacent cells had to beg for water and to go to the bathroom. The bathrooms were in different holding cells, often with other people in them, with only a 3-foot panel in front of the toilet to cover people's bottom halves. While being escorted to the bathroom and to questioning, I saw holding cells with over a dozen people each and a large holding cell of between 40 to 50 people. Most of the people there were Hispanic and East African, both women and men. Some cells had no room for people to sit or lay down. Most people I saw were staring straight ahead, not talking, despondent and grief-stricken, and I know I'll never forget their faces. Inside, when I was inside my cell, I heard wailing, screaming, crying, begging, and pleading from women, men, and children. Alongside that visceral anguish was the small talk, banter, and laughter from the federal agents outside our cells, clearly desensitized to the deep and audible pain right in front of their eyes.
Now, I'm going to say this, okay? And I'm going to be real. This just sounds like jail to a certain extent, but then also at the same time, yeah, it sounds like jail. It sounds like jail. Not the ICE agents in the area or in the hallway laughing and chuckling about all that was going on, or them taking photos of her and making comments about a deceased woman, Renee Good. Those things are crazy. But as far as being like, in a possibly crowded jail, that's what it kind of sounds like to me. But at the same time, they say that there are not, like, the living conditions in these detention centers are bad. Like, they're not good. They're not good. So again, part of me goes, okay, this sounds like what it would be, like she's going to jail. She's being held in a holding cell. But the other stuff, not great. Not great at all.
It's worth mentioning that 2 other people in my cell with me that day were Marine Corps veterans, brave women who said they had gotten arrested for the same reason they wanted to join the Marines, to protect their fellow countrymen. One of them had cuts, scrapes, a swollen wrist, and a twisted ankle from being brutally handled during her arrest. She said she couldn't believe that the first time a gun was turned on her was by her own government. I was made to feel scared and humiliated throughout the arrest process. At the detention center, I was made to feel intimidated and as though my constitutional rights and biological needs didn't matter. After all that, I was released without charges, which makes it clear to me that this is more of a campaign to spread fear and terror than it is to enforce the law. The people of Minneapolis are collateral damage to the Trump administration's political theater, a campaign to paint Black and brown people and liberals as villains, to distract from an unprecedented reign of corruption and criminality at the executive level.
You know what I think? I think that this is somebody who, it's very bad. And yes, I think that there are certain things that they are trying to instill in the people that they actually detain, so that they're like, oh, shoot, I'm never going to go there again. I'm never going to get caught again. Are you crazy? I'm never doing that, right? But there is another part of me that's like, okay, we've seen countless arrest videos where people have had, like, they've been rocked pretty bad, trying to run away from police, etc. Maybe they have a broken arm, so on and so forth. And sometimes those things sometimes they let that person sit there in agony for a while before they actually render them to a professional, so they can get some medical aid. I'm just saying, like, jail is crap. And when they detain you, when they arrest you, they are arresting you and they are treating you like every other criminal that they arrest. So when you see something like this, yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible what she's saying. But she's getting detained for whatever reason she got detained for, right? And then she's being put in a situation where other people, and God knows what their levels of reasons why they are being arrested or, detained by ICE, but they're being detained and they're being treated all the same. Like absolute crap. But that's how it is, right? So I'm sure what she went through was traumatic. But I think that was the whole point. think that the whole point is to scare so that she doesn't do it again. You know, like I said, I ain't never going to go and get arrested again. Are you out your mind? Hold on, guys. Still here. In fact, I'm going to play a little bit more of what she said here. What?
While at the same time making it clear to all of us, even U.S. citizens, that this administration does not and will not honor the basic constitutional rights to which we are all entitled. I've never felt more afraid in my 14 years of living in this city than I have this past month with ICE running rampant and killing one of my neighbors. I ask for you to do everything in your power to stop this campaign of terror so we can return to a sense of safety and normalcy. I'm lucky to be back at home with my loved ones and that I can return to my job and my community. Renee Good's family never gets to see her again. The 100 or so people I saw in that facility don't get to come home, and that is unconscionable.
Thank you so much, Ms. Patty. Mr. Mubashir, you're recognized for 4 minutes.
Ranking member.
Yeah, like I said, what she saw, okay, what she experienced. Come on now. What she experienced doesn't sound great. And it does also make you wonder, what was she getting arrested for? Or what did she get detained for? Just for driving and blowing her horn and blowing a whistle? Or did she do something more, like blocking traffic or putting her hands on ice? Now, I'm assuming that they're going to back off. ICE is going to back off on the people who are actually just driving and blowing their horns or blowing their whistles and whatnot. But because here's the thing, I have yet to see any of these people that they've targeted, that they say they've targeted. I have yet to see any of them actually get away. I'm sorry, I just got to put that kind of, excuse me, that little bit of reality into everybody's brains. I have yet to see anyone actually go, oh, I hear those whistles. Honey, we must run. You know what I'm saying? I have not seen that. So again, you know, it is interesting. But I know that is one that a lot of people are starting to share, that her testimony, what she said in this hearing. Yeah, it sounds terrible. Sounds like she had a terrible experience, but you know, definitely is something that's going to make people go, okay, never again. Right? Hold on one second. Let's see. Because it looks like there's more people getting detained right now. BG on the scene.
Get their ID, get their info. Get their fucking info. Get their motherfucking info. They can't see shit right here.
You're a fucking piece of shit. Every day, we make 15 to 20 reports. People being assaulted, people being killed, people being raped, and they do fucking nothing. Nothing. And then they tell us, oh, we're being angry. at the ICE agents. Yeah, we're being angry because you're not fucking following the laws. That's it. We just want them to follow fucking laws, and they do nothing but protect them. Those people just got fucking assaulted. Those agents had no jurisdiction over any American citizens. And yet they sat there and did fucking nothing. Fuck you.
So now I need to go back and see what actually happened here. Because an arrest, they detain somebody and they keep slowly but surely he mad. He big mad. Wow. He big mad. I'm wondering what happened here. Hold on.
Hey, they're gonna take your ass. Hey, watch out! Watch out! No, they're coming for you.
Watch out, go!
So wait, so from my understanding, you're not allowed to go up to that spot. Like they're like, if you cross this line, you're getting arrested. Is that what's going on here? That's why that guy was like, yo, back up. They're going to take you, man. They're going to take you, right? So all they're doing is walking up to the place, and they're still like walking up to this area, right? That's so weird. Here's a note to everybody. I'm sorry. They rushed him for sure. They rushed all of them. Or, they rushed those people that were there. But I just want to make this abundantly clear. Okay. Okay. It's kind of a note to protesters out here. If your friend, because here's the thing, you're better out there than being detained while your friend's getting detained. You see what I'm saying? So if you know the guy, don't be running up to ICE and trying to, what are you going to do? I'm sorry, but we got to. I just need to bring a little bit of reality to those that are out there protesting. Let me just say this, okay? You can protest all day, okay? Protest all you want. Do it peacefully. If one of your boys, one of your friends, or your man, whatever it may be, gets detained, back off. I'm telling you right now, we just got somebody who actually got shot in the eye and lost a whole eye because they charged them. These ICE agents. Okay. So you got a guy, an ICE agent, who's actually, I'm not sitting here saying that he's being a nice guy. He's shoving her to the ground, which is not good. You don't do that either. But I'm telling you right now, you don't go running towards the area where they have a whole bunch of ICE agents and they're detaining the guy that you're with. Back the F off. Just back off, guys. Because that could turn into something really, really bad. That's the moment where you just got to be like, you know what? You're better outside than being locked up with him. So then you can help out and try to find a way to get that person back home and get out as quickly as possible. You see what I'm saying? And yes, yelling is not rioting. It's not. It's not. Rioting is rioting. We know what rioting is. This is not rioting. But they're being, they're not thinking with the noodles. They're like, don't step over here. And they're going over there and stepping. I don't know why they're doing that. You see what I'm saying? Stay over here. Do your thing. Yell, protest, say F ICE, say whatever the hell you want to say, because that's your right. But like I said, you're better out here in freedom than locked up. They slowly but surely keep on getting every single person, put them through the same experience that woman that we just heard went through. There's going to be less and less people out here protesting, or it might incentivize more people to go out and protest. I don't know. But all I know is when your friend is getting detained, just back off. Let him do their thing. Get his information, get whatever you can, but don't be running in there trying to save him because the damage is already done and then you're about to get arrested too. You don't want that. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
now
what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing? Hey! Back off! Why are you spraying me? Right?
Diggity damn. I gotta be honest. We are living in this is so wild. We are living in a wild time. This is wild. This is wild. But hold on. Let me let's see if we no, this is let me just play a little bit more.
They're not fucking fat.
You see it right here. With your eyes.
He's just gonna act like he's fucking retarded now. He's never gonna take a chance. Now he doesn't know English.
Our tax dollars, state and federal.
Fucking ridiculous.
Living in some wild times, guys. Unfreaking believable.
Yeah, he's just sitting on his fucking phone. Hey, this one right here. This one's actively cheating on his fucking wife.
Get me on
Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Hey, get him on Snapchat.
Bro, my business is newsgummies.com. Newsgummies.com, you get the best edibles. Oh, you don't get the Snapchat? You said you had Snapchat. I love it. I don't know, dude. I don't have Snapchat. And I don't Snapchat.
Oh, no, no. I saw it. We saw it, though. You're sitting on your phone.
Man, I could have got a plug.
Fucking waste of our taxpayer dollars.
Hey, yeah, what the fuck? Get out of the car.
Whole lot of protecting and serving going on
Did you
here.
see them arrest a peaceful protester earlier? That's against the law now.
Protect and
Yeah,
serve.
that's not okay. That's against the law.
It's against Minnesota law now. As of today.
You're not doing shit about it.
As of today, that was illegal.
Read the news.
I know. Oh, but are you guys supporting that? You guys support what's happening right now? You motherfucker?
Aren't you supposed to be protecting and serving?
You support it? You support what's happening right now?
Even if it's stupid, like they fucking have a light out.
ICE, deporting people and ripping families apart.
Because I know, like, these white fucking racist cops would pull us out. Well, this racist fucking system is selfish. We need to take care of each other. And these fucking goofies, they're not even fucking trained. You guys go through years of training, even though I don't agree with the overseer fucking slavery system. You guys go through years of training. These fucking goofies don't do that.
Whose orders are you following?
They can do 6 push-ups and they're fucking hired. I went through 6 months of fucking training before I could even get in the field.
No academy. No LE degree, no academy.
Oh, nothing.
I just want to make it abundantly clear. The guy who's talking, you know what I mean? I don't know who he is. I'm gonna be honest. He's got a point about the training. The training is trash. And we all know that. It's 47 days of training, and then they throw them out. They throw out the ICE agents. 47 days. Yeah. 47 mother-loving days. So again, you know, it's interesting. It may seem like, you know, he's just talking out of his ass, but at the same time, he's not saying anything that is not mother-loving true. Okay? He is definitely not saying anything that is not true.
Absolutely no. I think it's even a requirement to have like a fucking.
I just sat my fucking car for 8 hours. You work for us. Have a lot more respect for you if you actually protected our freedom.
Wow. So somebody just said this in the chat, and okay, let me just, because I'm gonna mute this. You guys can see it. I mean, this is what's going on, but I need to read this. It's off screen, but I'm gonna read this because this is insane. Because somebody just said this in the chat. Steph just said this. What in the F? I just looked it up just to see if it was true. Because, I mean, some people will say things, that whether it's true or not. 50% failed the written exam. Here, let me just say, this is from AI, the AI Google, okay, their AI overview. They said, based on reports from late 2025 regarding a rapid hiring surge at ICE, data indicated that approximately 50% of new recruits failed the written examination. So key details regarding this situation includes open book failure. So recruits were permitted to use textbooks and notes during the legal examination on the Fourth Amendment and immigration law, yet nearly half still failed. What? Wait a second. Hold up. What? Hold on. You mean to tell me they had an open book exam? You remember those from back in the day when you have like an open book exam or an open book quiz or something like that? The answers are in the mother-loving book. And they still failed the open book exam. You get the textbook. You get all the notes that you got from the class while you were learning, while you're getting that knowledge in thy brain. You have the notebooks and the textbook right next to you. And they're asking you simple things. You want to know why it's simple? Because it's in the mother-loving book. And they still failed? Let's continue on. I'm reading this off screen. Oh, my word. What in the 50% of them? Do you know, like, the kind of conversation I'd have with my kid if that was the situation? Like, if he failed an exam, you see what I'm saying? And it was an open book test, I'd be like, son, it was an open book test. All the answers are in the mother-loving book. Did you not even read the book? Did you not just go to the table of contents and just say, oh, okay, they're talking about the Fourth Amendment. Boop, page 87. Turn there and write verbatim what's in the book. What the hell? And they still didn't pass the mother-loving. Oh, I would have words. You don't understand. I'd be like, wait, what? Hiring surge pressures. The high failure rate occurred amid efforts to rapidly expand the agency's force by 10,000 officers, with over 150,000 applicants applying following the introduction of the $50,000 signing bonuses. Yeah. So let's just keep this a bean, shall we? There's a hiring surge. Everybody and their mom is going, wait, you going to pay us $50,000 for just signing up? We get recruited and we get 50,000? Say less, bro. Right? Yeah, Messi. Okay. Maybe they never leered. Maybe they never leered to read at the Leering Center. Okay. Let's be real. Okay. They didn't realize that they just had to open up the book and write verbatim what's in the book into the exam. I'm not asking questions. I'm not even asking the mother loving questions because I don't want to know the truth. Okay. But now you have a surge of people. Okay. Over 150,000 applicants trying to get the job because there's a $50,000 signing bonus. That's sexy as F. I will say that. That is, you sign up and you get $50,000 free 9s and 9s. Then on top of it, you get paid $200,000, upwards of $200,000 a year. That's your salary. I can see a lot of people running to Kristi Noem and trying to apply for this job. Do I think the job is right? No, not really. No. But the fact that were trying to rush order these particular agents, you realize that some of them are going to come out not fully baked. That's what's going on right now. It's like the supply and demand was so bad. Okay. Yeah, you're not wrong with that, Kim Watts. That's bars. That's bars. We're paying that money. It's taxpayer money. Okay, so we are paying that money. Okay, we're paying them to be out here to make a lot of people's lives a living hell. Yeah. So, but there's such a surge that they like that supply demand thing that they don't even have time to fully bake in the mother loving oven. They just got to throw them out because there's such a supply and demand. There's not really a demand so much if you really think about it. I mean, yes, I get it that there's other people going, yeah, FAFO and us, baby. Well, no, not everybody wants that, right? But nonetheless, Trump is like, I want a whole army of ICE agents, and that's exactly what he got. But now you got dumbasses as well. You got people that they don't read good. And there's no common sense with these guys. They're just muscle. And it's women too, men and women. We got to keep it fair because I've seen some ladies. I've seen some uniforms with hips. Okay. And you know how they sway a little bit. Female. You get what I'm saying? All right. So we're seeing that they didn't go to the center for people who don't read good. They clearly did not. And did not pass. 50% of them didn't pass the written exam. So why are they out there? Why are they out there? You know, it's like, they're just like, you know what? You passed, son. But sir, it's okay. Forget it. We like your attitude. We like your showing upness. We appreciate you being an American. So we got you passed. That's just between you and me. Right? Well, thank you, sir. I won't let you down. That's what's going on. Just ask me one question, okay? Before we pass this exam for you. What? You're going to pass it? Yeah, just one question, all right? Who's the president of the United States? Trump, and he always will be. Right answer. You passed, son. What? Thank you, sir. That's what's going on. Crazy. So a hiring surge was so bad, so crazy that they're like, just pass them through, right? Training changes. Remember, it went from 13 weeks to now 6 weeks. 47 days, everybody. 47 days, and that's it. 13 weeks all the way down, whittled all the way down to 6 weeks because of the supply and demand. Does that make sense? Trump is the demand, right? And Kristi Noem is like, well, we got to keep moving. We got to keep moving. We got to keep going. So let's get them out. No. It doesn't matter. Yeah. No. They'll learn on the go. They will learn on the go. They will learn on the go. I don't know how I can do that without like moving my face, because that's what happens with Kristi Noem. I'm sorry. Okay. Her face is just like, it doesn't move. But again, she's like, just move them. Do it. Right? And now we got a buttload of ICE agents with not good educations, which is not great. Additional failures. In addition to the written exam, reports indicated that over a third of recruits failed physical fitness tests like running, push-ups, and mother-loving sit-ups. So I take back the whole thing about them being so like suited and booted and just like roided out, right? Now you got guys that can't even run a mile without being like, can't even do a push-up or can't do a series of push-ups. Like this. What do they have out there? Like blobs? Brainless blobs? Some of these guys can't even do a proper push-up? Failing the physical exams? Who are these people? So dismissals. More than 200 recruits were dismissed during training for failing to meet basic standards. What was the basic standard, though? If they're not even passing the written exam, they're not passing the physical exam. What are the basic standards? You breathing, sir? Sir, can you tell me your name? It be Walt, sir. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. Like, come on now. But 200 recruits were dismissed during the training for failing to meet basic standards, which there is no basic standard. Like you got to understand the poll or like the level is so low, right? It's extremely low. So basic standards, low. So that includes academic, physical, and background check requirements. So reports suggested that this rapid hiring process led to concerns about the quality of applicants and the potential for inadequately vetted agents to be deployed, which is exactly what we're possibly seeing right now. Despite some of these issues only surfacing after recruits arrived at the training center. So some of them got past certain things. Maybe they passed the exam, but then they went out to the physical exam and it's like, oh, damn, he runs funny. He can't, sir. He's a big guy, but he cannot run. This is a big boy, definitely a corn-fed country boy, but he can't do a push-up worth a damn, and he doesn't know how to read. Just saying. It's or it's a J6er. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you. They're bleeding gravy. I'm done. But let me tell you. I have a feeling some of them are. And I think that's the reason why, and some Proud Boys, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it. But I think that there's a reason why some of these guys are so aggressive. Yes, there's buttholes. They definitely hired buttholes, for sure. I'm not going to sit here and look at these ICE agents and go, well, they're just good guys. They mean well. They read their books to their children when they go to bed. No, they don't. This is not the vibe I'm getting from these ICE agents. I'm sorry. They wanted the most lethal. They wanted the most ruthless. They're not asking for nice guys. They want guys that are, getting off on this, getting off on the power. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing these guys as good guys. I just don't. Sorry, I said it. I just don't see it. And I will say this too. Doesn't mean that every single protester that's out there is just good people. There are butthole protesters too. And when these two buttholes meet, that's weird. That came out weird. When these two buttholes meet. But when these two volatile, terrible people meet in the same place at the same time, it is a recipe for disaster. That's it. But there's a big difference between the buttholes that are out here protesting and the buttholes that are in there. Those guys have pepper sprays and weapons. Oh, and guns. Let's not forget that too. That's the big difference. A lot of those guys are masked up. They don't even know their identities. That could be a Ray, Tom, Dick, or Harry. We don't know. Okay? And that's what's so sad about and messed up about this situation as well. Because if their faces were seen, I think ICE would be handling things a lot differently. But they're so concerned about getting doxxed and all that, which I get. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. You keep them covered up, they can do whatever the F they want. You keep their faces covered up, they can do whatever the F they want. That is a big problem, guys. That is a huge problem. But it seems like it's starting to calm down a little bit for now. So I'm going to get to these super chats here really quick. Okay. So Ryan, thank you so much. I did mention this earlier, but thank you so much. Yes. That judge finally changed her mind and said, yeah, they can't arrest peaceful protesters, but we're seeing it over here. They're still detaining these people. Now, is it because he just walked up? They're like, here's the line, everybody. You cannot cross this line. If that was the case, then I guess that's what's going on. But I mean, you got people listening to music and flipping the bird. I don't know. And screaming, sure, but it's still peaceful. I don't see them throwing any rocks. I don't see any projectiles coming from this angle. You see what I'm saying? But, that's today. You see what I'm saying? That's tonight. The other night, there's been some crazy stuff that they've done, that protesters have done too. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night, right? Moving on, though. Crisis. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Peaceful protest accomplished nothing. Well, so then what's the other alternative then? I guess that's the question. What's the alternative? Because I'm all for peaceful protests. And with this particular administration that we have right now, they're not listening to a damn thing. So what's the alternative? What is the alternative? MB7, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Look up what they did at the pizza shop. Horrible. Look up who did at the pizza shop. I'm sorry. MB7, if you're still in the chat, let me know what you mean by that. Okay. General, what's up? I hope you're good. Last night, a dozen cubes went to a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, I heard about this, which is insane. They went to this restaurant. They sat down. They ate good. Okay. They ate real good, getting real nice and, full in their tummies. And then they said, you ready? Yeah. Okay, everybody. I want to see all your papers. ICE agents went in. We're eating food. I'm telling you right now, anytime anybody walks in with a buzz cut or looks like they're ICE, like they got that military cut or something like that, every single Mexican restaurant is going to vacate the premises. Even Asian. Because Asians are now starting to get profiled as well now, too. Just so you know. Yeah, that's actually happening, too. But you got them sitting there chilling. They ate food, then, waited outside and then detained workers and guests at that particular Mexican restaurant. So now you can't go get that good Chinese food. You can't go and get sushi. You can't go and get some tacos. F all that. You can't go get that authentic Mexican cuisine, okay? Because you might get pulled over and asked, where are your papers? That's messed up. That's messed up. Jocelyn, thank you so much for love. I appreciate it. I saw every news channel document ICE. Ask people for IDs. I saw every news channel document ICE asking for people for IDs, going to neighborhoods, putting kids in cages, etc. with Obama. Oh, different is, the difference is more social media / YouTube now. Interesting. That's crazy. But you got a point about the YouTubes. Them YouTubes is different. Social media is a big thing now. Back then, not so much. Not as prominent. So, yeah. Crazy. Michelle Woods, thank you so much. Just wanted to let you know I didn't have another dream about Stephen Miller. Dr. Evil. So happy. I think getting it off my chest helped. Thank you for listening. You're welcome. You're welcome. We're here to help you out. We're a family here. Even when we disagree. You know what I mean? We are family. You know what I mean? So appreciate you letting me know. Thank God he didn't have a dream about Dr. Evil. Desiree, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. And just like Desiree, please hit that join button down below. Please and thank you. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hold on, let me get this. She was talking about ICE agents. Aha. I see. Thank you, MB. Thank you, MB7 for the chat. Aha. Now I see. Okay. I get it. Beautiful messy ball. Thank you so much for the love. Appreciate it. Sorry that I was wondering why that person was dancing or marching in one place. I don't know. Sending you a video with the interview with the CEO of wait, what? What's this? What is this? Can you rewrite that? I don't understand what that is. The CEO of what? AfroWords? What? Oh, the interview with the CEO of Crowds on Demand days ago. Okay, I'll look for it. Ryan, thank you so much for the love. Trump calling us peaceful protesters, calling U.S. peaceful protesters paid is incredibly effed up. We are tax-paying citizens. Oh, you meant us, like us, peaceful protesters. Paid is incredibly effed up. We are tax-paying citizens of this country using our First Amendment right. So gross. Yes, I think that is really messed up. Okay, I think it's really messed up that he instantly said that. And like I said before, everybody listens to him and they just think that whatever he says is the truth. And I'm telling you right now, he lies. We should already know that by now, guys. Okay, I was like, Afro words? Like what's going on? Afro words. But yeah, real talk. He lies. He lies. So why I don't understand why there's so many people that will just lean on what he's saying like it's scripture when we've heard him countless times lie to us. All of us. We should be looking at the Epstein files. We should be looking at the Epstein files by now. We should still be going through like the first 500 pages right now, guys. Like there should be so much content, so many documents, all of it out there that we're still coming through it piece by piece and getting as much information as we can out of every single piece that's out there. Yes, there's only been a percentage, a very minute percentage of the documents that have been revealed. And I know that people are still combing through that stuff, but imagine if it was all out there. We'd still be in that stuff right now. Knee deep. There'd be a new revelation every single day with Epstein, with the Epstein files. But we don't have those, do we? You see what I'm saying? So you got somebody who's lying to us. His whole administration is lying to us. And we're supposed to just believe him instantly? Oh, these are all professionally paid protesters? No. I'm sorry. I will always side-eye what he says, especially like, oh, yeah, we have this amazing, great healthcare. It's going to change the world. It's going to change how people get their stuff. It's going to be amazing. Now you can get your Ozempic at a very cheap cost. All because of this new great healthcare. Okay. We'll see how cheap it is. We'll see if it really does what it needs to do. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just side-eye everything he says now. Oh, by the way, can somebody explain to me here really quick, what is the Golden Dome? What is this Golden Dome? Because I heard it in a speech he had just today. I was listening. He's like, yeah, we're working on the Golden Dome. What is the Golden Dome? Is he really making a dome? Like an arena? Can someone tell me what the is a Golden Dome? Is it like Thunderdome? Is he trying to create his own Mad Max? We don't need another hero. You know what I'm saying? Are we at that place right now? Is that what he's talking about? Like a Golden Dome. Like he's going to go in there like he's like, I don't know, like an emperor. Well, if you really think about it, he's trying to build an empire. So I guess that works. But he would sit there and he would be like, yes, they will fight to the death. You know, and everyone's like, you know? So what the hell is this Golden Dome? The Golden Dome is a proposed multi-layer missile defense system for the United States. Oh, okay. Oh, God. I was totally wrong. Okay, so can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? He's like, lives or dies? Yes, no. You know what I mean? Like, what? The Golden Dome? So it's thank you, beautiful messy ball. Okay, and General Genobi. The Golden Dome is a proposed multi-layer missile defense system for the United States designed to detect and destroy various types of missiles, including ballistics and hypersonic ones. Thank you so much. I literally was thinking, are we about to see Tina Turner? You know, with the bones in her ears and stuff and the hair? Are we going back to the 80s? Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. That would have been hilarious. I would be like, what is going on with this world? Because he's already doing like a UFC match outside the White House. So he's already kind of doing that thing, you know? He is. Pascal said, what's the Golden Dome? Oh, yeah, I did say that. We don't need another hero. You know, that's a good song. Totally forgot about that song until just now. Moving on, General Genobi, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. They fail, yet chat worries lefties don't work. Huh. They probably use an X to sign their names. Yeah. That is funny, right? They fail, but then at the same time, they'll say the other side is lazy as hell, but they can't even, like, these guys can't even use common sense during an open book exam. And it's not even trying to remember. anything. It's not even about memorization. All you got to do is copy what's on the page that's written in black and white in this textbook. That's all you need to do. You just look at that page and it says Fourth Amendment, and then you read and write down what it says in the textbook in black and white. And they can't even do that. That makes no sense. That's weird. That's weird. That is weird. Moving on. Massey, thank you so much. From my understanding, the Golden Dome is designed to counter the 1980s Iranian initiative of the Iron Dome. Okay, that makes sense now. Thank you. But of course, he has a tendency to like take things and then he just like, he'll take like titles that are known, like, you know, like the Iron Dome. And he'll be like, now we're going to call ours golden. And that's it. Or like the Monroe Doctrine. He'll be like, the Monroe Doctrine. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just an observation. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. It's just an observation. You know what I mean? But he just adds his name on it. And then that's it. And he's like, now it's forever. It has forever been dawned. Golden Dome. You know? Crazy. You know, Brooke, they may be weak-minded men and women. Maybe. It just makes you wonder, like, how many of them actually have a college degree, or how many of them actually have their high school diploma. Let's just start there. You know, they don't have to be collegiate elite soldiers here. They just need to be able to use common sense when it comes to doing things that are going on out here in these streets. But if you don't have decent baseline common sense, you shouldn't be doing this job. Like if you do not have basic cognitive function in your brain, why are you getting why are you getting a shield and a gun? You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. And 47 days of training was to help them read at kindergarten level. I'm done. That is terrible, but kind of true. Kind of true. Yeah. It gives me that vibe for sure. You know what's crazy? Okay, just a little bit of a left turn. But now I don't know why, but anytime I hear like a country song, I'm always waiting for the line. Well, especially when it's a male country song, because the female country songs are, it's all about like, he cheated on me, I'm strong, I'm a woman type thing. You know what I mean? That Carrie Underwood thing, like I dug my keys into, you know what I mean? That type of crap. But whenever it's a male singer, okay, I know this is left turn, but we need to ease the tension here a little bit. But every time now, I'm just waiting for him to sing the line, got myself an ice cold beer. I don't know why, but every single song, I am just waiting for ice cold beer in the lyrics. And 7 times out of 10, it's there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but it's instantly I'm like, okay, sipping an ice cold beer or something. It's always ice cold beer. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the ice cold beer is tasty. It's beautiful. It's wonderful, but it's always ice cold beer. Oh, good God. But anyway. That's hilarious, Kim. Yeah, play a country song backwards. You'll get your wife back, your dog back, your house back, your job back. You know what I'm saying? Your mom won't done died. You feel me? It'll all just come back. Everything will be fine. You'll be making money. You won't have that drinking problem anymore. You won't be on the porch drinking an ice cold beer, sipping your sorrows away. Anyway, there just needs to be a song about ice cold beer, you know? Just one simple song. Drinking an ice cold beer, you know, just over and over and over again. Or all the country tropes for a guy, right? Daisy Dukes, pickup truck, boots, red Solo cup, ice cold beer, and that's it. You know? Nobody? Okay. I just, you know, I figured somebody would understand that, but we could just go with it. Okay? It's fine. We can ignore what I just did. I should do it. Maybe. Why not? But somebody would take offense to it. Be like, how dare you? You know what I mean? How dare you? It'd be fun. Yeah, getting out of jail, I don't think that's very country. That's like kind of country outlaw. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, the back roads. You know, the back roads, swimming in a creek. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Drink ice cold beer. Drinking that ice cold beer, you know? Something to think about. But anyway, guys, I'm wrapping up the show because this is all just no action here now. So hopefully they're going to start to calm down and go home. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping for. But of course, if there's more information, okay, we will be talking about it for sure. Yeah, on a pontoon. Yeah, cowboy boots all day long. Cowboy boots. What else is like a country trope? I'm trying to think of other ones, you know, from what I've seen in what I've heard in country songs, you know, in the stereotypical ones. You know what I mean? Like I said, I listen to a lot of music. I'm not the biggest fan of country. There are some country songs that are nice. There are, you know, but I just think like music of a certain genre, they kind of get old. Like it's the same sound, it's the same song, it's the same stuff, you know? Like music nowadays is kind of trashy. You see what I'm saying? Like I've noticed, like, I'm gonna say it, okay, real quick, and then we're gonna wrap the show. But I've noticed this, and this is just my theory, okay? But I've noticed, like, when it comes to like rap music's kind of gone to crap. You know, it's not that good anymore. It's not the same like it used to be. You know, that's a whole other conversation. But when it comes to like, I'm gonna say it. I don't care. F it. When it comes to R&B singers, female R&B singers, it's kind of like male country singers. It's all talking. It's a talking, singing thing. If you haven't noticed that, you know, it's a na 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 na, and then they do a little run, but it's all just talking. And every song is about how they got cheated on. You know, it's like, yo, your stuff is packed over here, or you know, your ass should have been home last night, or something like that. But it's all this talking thing, right? It's talk singy thing. And then guys in country music do the same doggone thing. Like they're not really singing the song. They're just, it's talk singing. But they look good in jeans and the hat. So boom, there you have it. Boom shakalaka. You got a few country singers that are actually singing the music, but on some real stuff. And I'm just talking about the men. Just talking about men country singers. It's just something from an observation that I've seen in the past. And yes, you got to have the accent. You know, you got to have the accent. But it's not, they're not really singing the songs, right? It's very talky. And I've noticed that with female R&B singing too. It's the same freaking thing. You see what I'm saying? It's the same type of thing. At least the ones that are the artists that are coming out as of late, they're not really singing these songs. Unless you're like Jasmine Sullivan, who Okay. Coco Jones, her voice is like velvet. You know what I mean? They're very rare that you have actual singers that are singing. A lot of it is just the same type of vibe, right? It's all vibey and it's just talking. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with male country singers. There are some that are singers that are singing these songs, but a lot of them are very much just, talking. It's just an observation. Like I said, I listen to a lot of music. And I listen to all types of stuff. And so that's just something I've noticed. Just being an outside observer of the genre. Because it's like, I'm not someone who just buys all the stuff. Yeah, Chris Stapleton is a perfect example of somebody who doesn't do that, right? His voice is ridiculous, right? And his voice is perfect for what he's playing. You see what I'm saying? And I don't consider him, some of y'all are going to be mad. I don't consider him country. Did I make somebody mad? I consider him more like blues rock. I don't consider him country at all, in fact. Yeah, his voice is twangy. I can hear that for sure. But his music's very bluesy. So I consider him more blues rock than anything else. Just saying. Sade is Sade. And I'm not talking about, there were singers back in the day. The 80s, 90s, I'll even give it to the early 2000s. There were singers out there. Okay. They could blow. Now it's all a look. And if you notice, at least with the female R&B singers out here now, they all look the same. It's weird. They're all skinny. They're all like ridiculously skinny. They're all absolutely gorgeous. They're beautiful. But they all sing and sound the exact same. It's weird. It's frustrating. Because I'm like, where are the singers at? Where are they at, man? You know what I'm saying? Johnny Cash, I don't consider country either. I know some of y'all gonna be mad about that. I just don't consider him. I do not consider him country. There are some songs that he has, like I hear a train a coming, that kind of thing. Yeah, there's definitely some country vibes to it. But later on, nah, I don't see him as country. I just don't. I don't. Merle Haggard, you're related to Merle Haggard. That's what's up. If that's true, that's what's up. But Merle Haggard, country. See what I'm saying? Reba, country. I see the Reba. What's his name? I got friends in low places. Who's that guy? Why am I forgetting? Conway Twitty. That is country as F. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name. Garth Brooks. Country. Okay? Country as hell. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, not every single person, right? Not every single artist that's in that category is, 110% what I would consider country, right? That's all. Rock and roll is pretty much dead. Like, there is no genre. Like, no one's really, you know what I mean? I've also noticed that a lot of people are getting very nostalgic and going back to the old stuff and playing a lot of old early 2000s music. You see what I'm saying? Like, rock and roll is dead. Sure, there's Youngblood right now. I just heard about this kid, Youngblood, that people are like starting to talk about. But like, rock and roll's dead, y'all. Sorry. Maybe it's going to make a comeback, but it's gone. But everybody's going back to the old stuff and playing the old stuff again. I don't know why we went on a music tip, but we went there. Okay. I'm related to, okay, you're related to James Brown. I'm related to Miles Davis. I'm not, but I'll just say it. 'Cause 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 Yeah, it died in the 90s. It died in the early 2000s. Emo came out and emo came out, you know? And then it died. Youngblood can sing anything. Some people say he can't sing worth a damn. That's interesting. Like some people pan him doing Ozzy Osbourne's Changes. I'm going through changes. They apparently, some people say it was the worst. It was bad. I thought it was fine. Like I said, I listened to everything, you know? Is all auto-tune and talking now? Yeah, pretty much is. Yeah, everything's digital. And everything, I will say, everything is a look. If you noticed, like even looking at a Homeboy, just using this guy, Youngblood, for example, right? He's got the look. I'm sure he's a good musician, but he's got the look. So people are really starting to, gravitate towards his music right now because he's got the look. But then you got other people like Kehlani or any of these other R&B singers that are out here. They all have a look. They're all very beautiful. They're all good looking, right? They're all nice to look at. But is their music good? I don't know. To me, it's like, okay, they got one hit. It's that one song. But then if you go and listen to the entire album's exactly that one song, just 12 different versions of it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I really think that there was some really great stuff in the 80s. Really great. I mean, there's been really great stuff until everything got super digital. When everything got super digital, I think a lot of things changed. You don't need a whole band to do certain things anymore. All you got to do is have a beat pad and, maybe a guitar and a few instruments. Shoot, nowadays, you don't even need the guitar. You don't even need that damn thing. You just need a keyboard and you can do everything. You could Hans Zimmer crap. You know what I mean? You just Hans Zimmer the hell out of stuff and it will sound real. It's crazy. But I don't know if music's going to be changing or going back anytime soon. I just don't see it. I just don't. It's just too easy. It's too easy now to just punch in a few things, lock it into a beat, and call it a day, and loop that over and over and over again. And then you got a song. Throw in a good hook and you're done, right? Catchy hook and you're golden, baby. So I don't know Owl City. It's a great example of the not needing instruments. I don't know Owl City. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's funny that you said Freddie Mercury because I just a little while ago I watched the Queen movie. It was all right, but I thought that was it's interesting that you said Freddie Mercury because he had bangers too. And it was out there, It's pretty cool. I have other claims to fame that I can't talk about. Oh, that is raunchy. Uh-oh. Avicii saved your life? That's what's up. Do I? Do I, Messi? Okay. Yeah, we went off on a music tangent. We don't get to talk about other things other than death and destruction and death and destruction and death. So it's nice to just be able to turn our brains off for a second and just, talk about some other things. I don't think, I'm going to say it. This is going to be a very bold statement, but I had a conversation with some family members over Christmas break. So you mentioned MJ, Michael Jackson, right? I'm going to make a very strong statement here. There will never be a superstar, an icon as big and as influential as Michael Jackson. Just saying that out loud. Think about, and I think it's also because of social media. Back in the day, when you get to see them, you saw them only on TV or on stage at an event, and it was a huge deal. Oh my God, I get to see Michael Jackson on stage, right? And people are passing out in the audience because they cannot believe they're seeing a vision like Michael Jackson, right? He was an icon, right? He would stand there. You've seen the thing where he would like jump out from the bottom of the stage type thing and just stand there with his head this way, and the whole like arena would just lose their minds, and he would just sit there not doing anything, standing still for like 5 minutes as people are just losing their freaking minds. That is Michael Jackson. So there's a reason for that, right? There's mystery with him. There was this je ne sais quoi, right? And of course he had that it factor and all that, and he had crazy talent. But here's one thing. He didn't have social media at that time. So when people get to see him, they go crazy. They go absolutely knocking futz over him, right? But then, nowadays, everything's so tangible. Everything's so easily accessible. All you got to do is pull up your phone and go, hi, guys. Imagine Michael Jackson now in this day and age. He would have 15 different scandals, okay, in real time happening all day long, right? And the mysteriousness of him, that hard to obtain thing about him would not exist, because everything's about being transparent and being open and being authentic. And here I am sitting on my couch eating Cheetos. I'm normal like you guys. You know what I mean? It's not the same. It's just not the same anymore. Stardom is completely different now. So that's why I think that we'll never have the same. Don't get me wrong, like Chris Brown, crazy talented, huge superstar. Usher, massive talent, huge, amazingly talented individual, right? Superstar in his own right as well. An icon too, both of them. But here's the thing. We have social media. We have social media now. So we're always in their faces, It's that you can reach out and touch that person through your phone. Whereas Michael Jackson, in his era, Freddie Mercury's, the George Michaels, the Lionel Richies, all of them, Stevie Wonder, Bob Dylan's, all of them in that time, they were stars, and they were literally stars, hard to get in touch with. But now you could say something mean about any artist, putting in a comment, and they'll reach out to you directly, right? How dare you say that about me? You see what I'm saying? It's just a difference. It's just different. So that iconic vibe is gone. Hold on. Whitney Houston, thank you so much. Allie, thank you. Whitney Houston, the Super Bowl anthem is a gold standard. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely, without question. But see, like exactly, Whitney Houston, right? All icons. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Adele, beautiful voice, right? Gorgeous voice. But it's a different time. And I'm not sitting here saying that she won't have her voice and her music won't stand the test of time, but at the same time, it's just different. It's just a different vibe. Like I said, it's just a different vibe. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking. But appreciate you just sitting around and listening to this crap. But again, something to think about, you know? Because I miss music, what it used to be. Can we have that same music in this time, in this day and age, in this era? Yeah, Adele, she goes into hiding. Yeah, she does. It's not like she's, and that's true. It's not like she's grabbing her cell phone and doing all these things like, you know, all right, so I'm here in front of my piano working on a song. Like, she's not doing that. You know, she got better things to do. You know? Like, enjoy retirement. Holly, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I'm enjoying hanging out with you guys too. We need to do more like this. Real talk. We do. You know, I'll try to do more of it in the future. It's just, usually you guys are like, give me the news. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you the freaking news. Damn. You know? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Crafting. Miss Ika. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, every once in a while, we just need to just have a conversation and just shoot the ish, you know? But I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, let me just say this really quick. Okay. I am going to be creating so Patreon, the ticker right down here. Okay. There will be a new tier on Patreon over this weekend. The reason why I'm saying that is, okay, I was going to say this in a video, and I am going to be doing this in a video anyway, but I'm going to say it anyway now too, just so you know. So, you know, I love music, right? I put a band together. So yeah, I put a band together. Okay. So I finally did it. In fact, this is the second time I've put a band together. The other band fell apart within like weeks and it sucked. But so I had a whole plan in 2025 to start performing on the show live. I'm not kidding. So that is going to be something I'm doing. Okay. How I'm going to do it, I don't know. Okay. I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it out right now. I'm saying I already got the band. The band is already pieced together. You know, it's all great and everything. And I can't wait to share with you guys the first song type thing. But what I mean is, like, how am I going to make it happen? Because, you know, this is a small ass room. Okay. And, you know, I got a 4, sometimes 5-piece band. Okay. So it ain't going to fit in here. Right. So as far as that goes, that's something that I'm working on. Right. So this is the reason why I mentioned the Patreon. Over this, well, yeah, I was thinking about, you know, like what I did with the Christmas song. Remember, I did a Christmas song, Please Come Home for Christmas, right? So I'm planning on doing that, but not that song. But I'm planning on doing those types of performances live, but they're pre-recorded, but they're live, and then I play them on the show, you know, and have them as part of the show. The dream is to be able to be doing the live show with you guys, you know, us rapping, talking about things that are going on, reacting to how the world is, reacting to how the world is, you know, going to hell in the barrel of burning cat piss. And then after that, like in the live, I just leave this microphone or the microphone wherever I do this show, walk right over to the band, and I play some songs, right? That's the goal. But I know that's not feasible right now. But one thing is for sure, I could really use the help. So I am creating on Patreon a band tier, okay? Because these guys, they're fantastic musicians. Right now, I'm paying them out of pocket, out of my own hard-earned money, for them to even just be in the room with me, right? But I could really use the help to fund the actual band. But here's what's really cool. It's an opportunity for us to, one, take requests from you guys on songs you want to hear us play. So this is a whole interactive thing, right? I'll put up songs on the Patreon and go, hey, what what songs? We got 4 songs. Which one you want to hear first, right? And it's like, bang, hey, we got, and you guys say out of this voting thing, we want you to do this song first. Okay, cool. Then we will do that song first, right? And then, I have other ideas like every month, right? Or not every month, but a couple months will be like, okay, this month it's going to be only country songs this month. I know, but we were just talking about country. What are some songs that you'd like to hear from us perform? You know what I mean? And then, you guys can put in your request for the actual song that you want to have played, right? But this is all going to be on like the Patreon page. You see what I'm saying? So again, just something I'm trying to put together, Yeah, it's kind of like not like a live jukebox request. It's kind of like you let us know what song you guys want us to play. We get a chance to learn it, okay? Because it's not like I know every song under the sun like that, right? If it's a song I've never heard of before, then I need to go learn it, right? But again, that's kind of what I'm doing with this Patreon, right? Because I know some people are like, oh, are you going to crowdfund? So on and so forth. That is what I'm planning on doing. Like, that's why I'm creating the tier on Patreon, so that we have a full on back and forth. And this is something that we do like once a week. There's a performance once a week. Okay. And then, like I said, and it's all part of the show. Like, you first get your news, if I have interviews, blah, 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 it's all part of that too. But then at the end of the show, we got to have a little bit of fun, do some music, enjoy our times, etc. You see what I'm saying? So that is something I've been meaning to do, but it's been a very crazy, it's been a crazy, crazy week. So the plan is first thing this weekend is setting that whole thing up. And so I'm just saying it out loud to you guys now, so you know what I'm trying to do. In fact, I said it on Vinny Politan invited me to his Tangent podcast, the Tangent podcast, where he had a Christmas show. I was over there. I was, talking with them, blah, blah, blah. And I just played, they were like, hey, do you have a Christmas song or something like that we can, play? So I gave them my original Christmas song. And, but then I said on the show, I was like, okay, 2026 is the year I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. I'm finally going to do all the things I want to do with this show, with this platform and all that. It's finally time to just be done with it and stop sitting on this dream. So so that's why now I'm going, okay, it's about time. It's time to get going and get this thing going. You know what I mean? So so Carl just said, will you play country music? Yeah, of course. Ice cold beer. That's it. There's your country song for the night. Okay. No, but yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, I will do a country song if the country song is good. You know what I mean? If it's a good country song, I mean, like if you're saying, shake it, girl, shake it for me, girl, hell no. Hail to the no. Okay? Hail to the no. Do not do me like that. Don't you dare waste my time with that crap. Okay? Or what's it? A honky tonk, but donkey donk. Don't you dare. Don't you dare Do you understand? Don't you dare. Okay? Okay, we had that conversation. I love you guys. So yeah, not Sweet Caroline. Okay? Ice cold beer. You know what I mean? So, country girl, shake it for me. The hell. But here it is. Okay? If it's a song I can do, like if it's a song I know, or if it's a song that I can do easily, then yeah, I'll work on it. We'll do the song and perform the song. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, the plan is to, yes, take requests, right? And also make this very, very interactive. So one week it'll be like, okay, songs that we know or songs that we worked on, here they are. Next week, it's like, hey, we want to work on we're looking at these 4 songs, right? What you think? Vote on what's the one that you want to hear the most. You know what I mean? And then we'll play it. You see what I'm saying? And it's everything. It's from blues, it's rock, it's rap, it's country, it's you know what I mean? And trust me, we're going all the way off. We're going off on this. I'm going to surprise you guys with a lot of stuff that you don't expect. I'm just letting you know. You're going to be like, what? He's what? Oh, damn. I didn't know he knew that. That's what's up. Like I said, if it's maybe jazz, you never know. You never know the classic one. You never know. Like I said, there's stuff that you just don't know. You just don't know. And I'm really looking forward to it. And again, some of these things are going to be with the band. Some of these things will not be with the band. Some of these will require a much bigger piece, depending on, like I said, how this whole thing's received, right? And all that. And like I said, don't put in a request now. It's a waste of time. I'm not going to remember any of this. Okay. But like I said, I'm going to be starting this whole, basically this whole chat and this conversation with you guys on Patreon. And it's going to be, because this is the only way I feel that I can properly support this band. These are all very hardworking guys. They're really great at what they do. And I could use the help, that funding, to basically fund the band. You see what I'm saying? At least a little foundation of support for the band. And then, yeah, like I said, get ready for it. Would you sing Gangnam Style? No. No. Sorry, but no. Okay. And then, of course, I got plans on bringing on guests onto the, into some of these songs, etc. So again, just so you guys know, that is the plan. This is something I've been sitting on for a while. There's been a few curveballs this past week. I was planning on dropping a video about that, and then curveballs have been happening. So my plan is this weekend, and this coming week, is to finally put the pedal to the metal and get this thing moving. Okay. Talking Heads. Yeah, that'd be cool. Psycho Killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? I know a lot of songs, guys. I know a lot of songs. And that's the other thing too. I want to get this thing. I want to get her back out. You know what I mean? And play my other guitar too. Get her out and play. So yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, I want to give you guys more than just giving you guys gloom and doom, especially nowadays with this administration, with everything that's going on. I want you guys to be able to just have a little bit of a good time, just a little bit. There is no band name. No. I mean, I think it's going to stay exactly what it was. It's Pascal and the Fix. The Fix. So, but I've been like, do I keep that? Do I not? I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know a lot of songs, guys. I know a lot of songs. So yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to sharing that side of me. And like I said, I'm trying to bring more variety to this show. I keep on saying that every freaking year, and I'm really tired of saying it and not being able to do it fully. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, all right, it's time to just do this. But I could really use the support. I could really use the help. So that's why I'm saying, okay, Patreon, there's going to be a new tier over there. And that's going to be something where you guys can support the band. Just that aspect is just for the band, funding those guys straight up. This is not for me. It is for them. You see what I'm saying? So just so you guys know. Okay. Yeah. Copywriting music. Yeah. The copyright stuff. That's why we got to be really choosy on what we can play. Like as far as the cover songs and everything. We can't do any, not like we would, but we can't really do any Metallica, for example. You see what I'm saying? Even though I'm not doing Metallica, but you get what I'm saying, right? There's just certain songs you can't do, that the artists are not cool with it. Oh, here's the other one. The Eagles. Nope. Can't do that either. Nor would I do it on a dark desert highway. Nope. Not doing that one. No. Nor would I ever do it. But at the same time, there's he's pretty hardcore. He's pretty hardcore. So yeah, those things, certain bands, certain artists can't do those songs. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm going to be, that's the thing. I'll take a female song and flip it. Like I said, it doesn't, whatever as long as the song bangs, I don't care. I know some people be like, why are you singing it? Like as if you are the girl. That's how the song is written, baby. But it's a dope song. So we're going to play it. We're going to do what it do. You see what I'm saying? So who's asking for my Patreon? My Patreon is right here. See that right there? Patreon.com/the Pascal Show. Yeah. If it bangs, why not sing it? You know what I mean? Barracuda. Oh, that would have to go down a few steps. More than just a few steps, but yeah. I wouldn't do it, but here's the thing. Being able to find a way to spin certain things in our own way, that's the one thing that we're working on doing as well. Some songs you just got to do verbatim. You know what I'm saying? There's some songs you just got to do straightforward. They're classics. You try to do it different, it sounds weird, right? But that's why I'm like, these certain songs, shoot, you never know. Love Shack maybe you never know. We might be weird. We might go weird. Love Shack, baby. You never know. Give it time. Wake Me Up Before You Go. Why not? Why not? I mean, he's got other ones. He's got better ones. Come on now. Wake Me Up is cool. It's all right. But he's got better ones. Come on. So again, I've been singing this entire time. What are you talking about? In a cappella. Chain reaction. That's what I've been doing. Tin Roof. Rusted. Yeah. So Duran. Maybe some Tears for Fears. You never freaking know. We're crazy. But like I said, this is, or some Queen, maybe. Yeah. Like I said, we're going to be doing all that, having all these these conversations in the near future and picking out music that is fire and going, hey, here are the songs. And then also going, hey, this week we'll take your requests and then we take some of yours. Right? And then we'll surprise you with the song. You see what I'm saying? So that's it. Backstreet Boys. Oh, dear God. Why not? You never know. You never know. You never know. But this is going to be live music from real musicians playing the songs in your face. Well, on the screen in your face. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see. Wow. E42 short, West Side Bounce type B. You know what? You never know. You never know. Like I said, some Warren G's possible. Like I said, this old school rap that I've not looked at, you know what I mean, as a possible thing with this band. That is something that I would have to look into. But like I said, the sky is the limit with the possibilities here. Ooh, Luther Vandross, yes, maybe. Okay. Beauty in the Struggle by Brian Martin. I don't know who that is. But I'll look it up and I will know it. Or at least, hear it and see what it's all about, Yeah, Regulators, exactly what I was talking about. Okay. But yeah, Luther, everybody, man, like everybody. Seriously, there's so much we can do. All the new stuff that's popping right now to all the old stuff. You see what I'm saying? And then, like I said, bringing in other people from all my other musician friends that are really talented, having them come in and showcase or be featured on a song or two with us while we're playing and all that. That is the plan, right? That is the plan. And then, of course, maybe it branches out to other fire artists that are big time recording artists that are performing with us. That's the goal. That would be that would be fire. The full musical Cats? What the fuck? No. Hell no. Do you want to sleep? If you want to sleep, play the musical Cats. You're going to be 5 minutes in. Oh, person in the leaf. Yep, gone. Period. So, somebody said karaoke song. What? But yeah, like I said, so I'll let you guys know when I do change that and put that onto the Patreon, because I thought about doing that on YouTube as well. Like putting a tier on YouTube, like a members tier on YouTube for that specifically. But I didn't know, like, I kind of wanted to split it up, if that makes any sense. So it's not too confusing for people who just want to support the show and for people who want to support the music aspect of the show, right? And like I said, these guys aren't cheap. They're really not cheap. So getting that support would be really, really great, And of course, I've been trying to find ways to utilize this doggone Patreon, I just don't know what to do with it. That's the problem. But I know for sure this is something that I can do on that platform where I can really start putting in stuff over there that will get people, the people who are already supporting over there will already get that as well. You see what I'm saying? Because we're always breaking news here. So putting things on Patreon seems a little bit arbitrary because I'm already doing it live. Does that make sense? So yeah. So that is specifically for that, bringing that up, making this whole thing happen. Cause yeah, we have band practice again this coming week, and then we start going. We turn the cameras on and we start going very soon. So, and then of course that's the other thing too. It's not only just the band members, it's also the camera crew that are also filming the performances as well. They cost money too. So, and then the audio guy who's actually, recording, the engineer who's recording the live performance as well. They all are not cheap. You see what I'm saying? So being able to have that piece, that support on Patreon does help a lot, right? And then hopefully we keep growing. We make some dope stuff. You guys appreciate it and enjoy it. And we keep making it better and better and better, making it sound better, making it look better, and all that, right? Carl, thank you so much. John Farham, legendary Australian artist, has a collage of awesome, or catalog of awesome songs. John Farham? I've never heard. I'm going to look him up, though. Farnham. And who was the, hold on. Messi said something. What was the artist again? Brian Martin? Brian Martin. And I think you said beautiful, right? If my mind is serving me correctly. I'm going to check it out. Definitely. Baby Got Back. Grace, thank you. And again, thank you so much for being a member for 30 months. That means a lot. Baby Got Back or I Quit. Wow. It's my signature karaoke song. I was saying and requesting it. Oh, okay. That's why you're saying karaoke. Then why don't you do it? You know, why don't we turn the mic on for you? And you can do Baby Got Back. You know, beauty in the struggle. Beauty in the struggle. Now, I'm not saying that me writing this down means that I'm going to do the song. I want to hear these people because I've never heard these songs before. You see what I'm saying? So again, I'll have to, like I said, I've never heard these songs before or heard Brian Martin before. You know what I mean? Like I know Brian, what was his name? What's his name? Look into my eyes, you can see. What's that guy? Brian Adams? I think it's Brian Adams, right? I don't remember. Is it Brian Adams? Okay. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. So, and I'm not saying I'm do Brian Adams. Maybe I will. I don't know. But here's the thing, okay? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Like I said, first, we get back into rehearsal next week, and then we'll record the first pancakes. And then after that, it'll be, hey guys, what's popping? We about to do this. As long as everything goes without a hitch. As long as it's good. If it sounds like trash, I'm not going to waste my time. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we tried that. We tried that. Okay. Good job, boo-boo. If it didn't work out, if it doesn't land, then we move on. Right? But that's the thing. Is being able to bring you guys some other, Ron Isley. Ooh, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. But it's being able to give you guys a little bit of variety, So, you're entertained. Not only just getting the news and watching ish hit the fan all the time, but you're also getting something more, something a little different, That's the goal. That is the goal. Okay. Yeah. Canadian Hourglass. I just want to have fun and keep it real. And especially with all this, ICE doing crazy and all that crap. I mean, it's time to just have some fun, man. It's time to have some fun. And that's why I say, like, you're going to be seeing a lot more different things on the channel here in the near future. Don't get me wrong. We're still covering the news. We're still covering, true crime and missing person cases and all that. Nothing of that. Nothing's going to change with that. Not at all. That's still going to be here. That's still going to be a part of it. But, I want to start bringing in a little bit more fun and bring some more interviews. Like I really, sitting down and doing that interview with Wesley Bell this afternoon made me realize how much I miss that crap. Like I miss that human interaction, not just talking to a screen and talking to somebody virtually. It just, it makes me, miss it. I miss it. You know what I'm saying? I miss it a lot. So yeah. So there's going to be a lot of changes over this year that will be for the better, for the show. The first things first is getting the music going. So I'm looking forward to it. And then, of course, I'm bringing other artists to perform on the show too. So it's not only just me doing it, it's other people showcasing a song or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we need a members only speak on it. Yeah. I've been meaning to bring back speak on it in general. It's just, everything's just been insane and it's been wild, but a speak on it wouldn't be so bad. We do need to bring it back. We do. You look fly, by the way, in that video. Love the coat. Thank you. I like that. I just got that. So thank you. It's like, it's a perfect opportunity to rock something different. So let's rock the jacket, So thanks. I appreciate it. Okay. But guys, I'm going to get going. It's getting late. It's that time. That is the show. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for listening to me. I appreciate that. Okay. Just shooting the ish with y'all. I really do appreciate it. More to come. Like I said, a lot coming very, very soon. So if you can support, that'd be greatly appreciated. But do me a favor before we head out, okay? Hit that like button down below. I appreciate it. Support if you can by hitting that join button or hitting that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. And if you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, make sure you hit that follow button, okay? Follow. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here. Subscribe, please, and thank you. Subscribe to this channel. Go to my second channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe over there as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Hit that join button down below if you want to support this channel. Support the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated, of course. Go check out my Patreon, all right? Something's going to be up there, most likely tomorrow. So check it out when you can. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Don't forget to do that. Check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. PascalMerch.com. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy your Friday night. And I'll most likely see you guys tomorrow. We will see. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.